Hi, my name is Alyssa Layne, and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be ranking my favorite Disney villains. Just a heads up, it's not always obvious who the villain is on your first viewing, so spoilers ahead for the following movies. Great, starting off at number 10 is Yzma from The Emperor's New Groove. Yzma is what I consider to be a fun villain. She goes after what she wants, but is able to find humor in the pitfalls and laugh at herself a little bit. She also breaks the fourth wall, which I find hilarious and so much fun. Plus, she also gets bonus points for having a sidekick like Kronk and still being able to get so much of her agenda accomplished. Frollo from The Hunchback of Notre Dame is my number 9. Frollo is truly despicable, and he hides behind an air of righteousness. But what makes him so terrifying is his unwillingness to let any moral code stand in between him and what he wants. And as with many of the villains on my list, he has an incredible song filled with spectacular visuals. And in this case, the fire motif from that song, Hellfire, actually makes a comeback and returns near the end of the film when Frollo takes his final stand and tries to burn Esmeralda at the stake. The big bad from The Lion King, Scar, is my number 8. What makes Scar such a great villain is the fact that he holds nothing sacred, not family, not even children. He kills his own brother, and effectively sends his nephew off to his death by convincing him to run out into the desert alone. And later he feigns remorse for these actions, but then uses that false remorse to fight dirty. Scar's not even loyal to his own henchmen, the hyenas, but in the end this contributes greatly to his downfall. Number 7 is Hades from Hercules. I love Hades because of his undeniable style. He has a flair for the dramatic on an epic scale. And he is certainly villainous, though he may have genuinely been slighted by his brother, prompting his villainous ways. Hades is also a smart villain. He looks at the obstacles in his way from every angle and deliberately chooses a plan of attack that he thinks will yield the best opportunity for success. But in the end, it is his hubris that leads to his final comeuppance. My number 6 is Maleficent from Sleeping Beauty. Like Scar, Maleficent holds nothing sacred. I mean, she literally condemned an infant to death. She's also incredibly powerful, so powerful that her alternate persona is literally a fire-breathing dragon. It just doesn't get much more powerful than that. But I've also come to love Maleficent in her roles outside of her own film. She's become the central villain in other works like Festival of Fantasy and Fantasmic, just proving how incredible of a villain she truly is. At the halfway point on my list is Gaston from Beauty and the Beast. Gaston, like the Beast at the beginning of the film, is a foil for Belle. They are both shallow, obsessed only with outward appearances. But unlike the Beast, Gaston never changes. And like many other villains, he also has some unbridled ambition. He is willing to do anything to get what he wants. But in addition to that, Gaston is extremely charismatic. It's incredible to see how quickly he turns the townfolk against Belle and Maurice into following him on his rampage to destroy the Beast. Next up from The Little Mermaid is Ursula, my number 4. What makes Ursula so special to me has a lot to do with her villain song, Poor Unfortunate Souls. It is so much fun to sing and was one of my favorites as a child. And Ursula also has an alternate persona very similar to Maleficent, but instead of being a different creature, Ursula is just a giant version of herself. Ursula also has the best taste in sidekicks of all the villains. Flotsam and Jetsam are excellent henchmen. Number 3 is the only Pixar villain to make my list. It's Hopper from A Bug's Life. A Bug's Life is a great film and deserves a lot more appreciation than it gets, and Hopper is a large part of that. He needs the ants to continue working for him to sustain the lifestyle that his family and his colony know and love. And it requires real ingenuity, teamwork, and bravery on the parts of the ants to first scare and then to defeat Hopper. And this is what makes Hopper such a great villain, because when he is finally defeated, you feel that the ants had to work exceptionally hard and that they earned their victory. Number 2 on my list is Mother Gothel from Tangled. She is a great villain because of her flexibility. When she first loses the flower, she only attempts to steal a lock of Rapunzel's hair. And when she does kidnap Rapunzel, she raises her as a daughter, not as a prisoner, so to increase the odds of her success. And it's decisions like these that make it such a shock when she does mortally wound Flynn. And it is her flexibility and adapting to the situation at hand that gets her so high on my list. My number 1 is from Fantasia. It's Chernabog from the Night on Bald Mountain segment. He is the epitome of pure evil. He has no goals other than to wreak havoc on those below him and to be an agent of chaos. He's large, imposing, definitely terrifying, and a blast to watch. He's also a character that has surpassed the role he had in his own film, and I love catching him in other contexts, especially in the Disney parks. Those are my favorite Disney villains. Do you have a favorite? If so, let me know down in the comments below. I look forward to discussing it with you all. If you liked this video, go ahead and click on that like button and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already for more Disney content from me. And I will see you all next Sunday for another Disney video. Bye now!